Recording.
Got it.
And now it's going to take me a moment to figure out how to go live. Meeting title. And great
Oops.
question. Okay. I don't want to share. I want to share on a page, and that page is School of Shine. Here we go. Is it working? Does Laura know about technology? Preparing?
Live
Nice.
streamed.
Okay. It says it's setting up, so I'm just gonna. Oh, unsupported. Can't support this operation, but this meeting says that we are live on Facebook.
Mine says it meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
All right. I'm just going to check first to make sure I'm doing it right. I'm going to check the Facebooks. Oh, we are live on Facebook.
Oh my gosh. Oh my good
Hello. Hello, everyone in the School of Shine and beyond. I'm Laura. You may have noticed that Zoe is not here today. It's me. It's Laura. Here I am. Hello. And we are joined today by a beautiful soul named Chagit, who is going to take us through elemental dance. So I hope you're all ready to move. And with that, Chagit, take it away.
Hey guys, welcome to your afternoon practice or whatever time you're finding yourselves in this practice. Today we're going to be playing with something called elemental dance, which allows us to invoke or embody the qualities and the themes of the different elements, so earth, water, fire, and air, through our movement to help actually rebalance whatever our own internal elemental state might be. So, for instance, if I found myself in a mental loop and I had a lot of air energy, like a lot of energy up in the mind, it would be beneficial to practice something that helps me ground and get inside my body. So, bringing in the earth element. Or if I was feeling very rigid, heavy, stuck, that might be an excess of earth element, in which case it might be beneficial for me to invite in the qualities of water so that I reintroduce flow into the body. Okay, so we're going to go through all of the elements, and the invitation here is to explore, get curious, play. It might also be like we've been going through some crazy times right now with the war, so there's a lot of heavy energy, and sometimes when we crack into the body, emotional waves can come up. So if there's any discomfort as you're practicing, just know that you can slow down your movement, make it a lot more subtle, place a hand on the heart, plug the feet into the ground, and just hold space inside your own container by expanding your breath. So if anything comes up, just know it's perfectly okay, perfectly normal. If your body just blasts off into movement, also amazing, and any space between. So that said, we're going to drop into our movement practice with a little bit of a meditation first. So if you're seated, you can find your way into a standing position. And take a moment here to really spread into the soles of your feet. And imagine that the quality of the earth below you is kind of moist, like moist earth or wet sand, and that there's give. And as you push down into your feet, maybe even bending the knees gently, you feel that rebound of yourself pushing into the earth and of the earth coming back up into the legs. So find your unique footprint. And then allow the shoulders to soften, and just notice that the natural state of being isn't rigid or too linear. There's actually a little bit of a sway that naturally comes in even as we're standing, kind of like a seaweed moving in the water. Pull the awareness up into the area of your rib cage. And as you take your next breath, imagine a parachute expanding. So you're breathing 360 degrees into the diaphragm. And if your diaphragm feels a little contracted, just take a moment to let that open up in the front, in the back, in the sides. You can start to let out some more juicy exhales. So you're taking in the breath just so that you can drop into that delicious exhale. And we're moving now into the element of water. So we want to start to invite actually waves to come into the body. And we're naturally made of all of these round, wavy, curvy structures, and allowing ourselves to really explore these kind of figure 8 shapes in the pelvis, in the shoulders. We're essentially carving pathways for the element of water to start to flush through the body and make its way energetically into any areas of stagnancy. And we also have so many joints in the body where these figure 8 movements are possible. So you can play with moving from wrist to shoulder through the joint of the elbow. And you can play from moving wrist to wrist through the figure 8 of the shoulders. You can even play with these waves from the pelvis to the head. Remembering those nice exhales. And anytime you feel like you need a kind of release, you can also fold forward and fully release the weight of your head, dripping tension from the neck, the shoulders, the head, allowing the area of the occiput behind the head to really release. This is like a primal kind of fold. And think too of moving through warm, liquidy honey. We want to seduce our body into movement. And that way, when things are stuck or rigid, like if we had an excess of earth, we can start to moisten and replenish the hydration via the breath, via the movement in our tissues. And there's usually 2 rhythms that we can play with here. So you can go the slow rhythm that's in the back, or you can go the quicker rhythm that's in the front. Good to move. Think of these movements and this opening as kind of cracking your way like an ice cube tray would, and allowing all the densities to start to melt so that the body feels more unified and the currents have more access to more parts of you. If there's an area that feels like it wants a little bit more attention, don't be afraid to stay there too. And this is like another practice, a repetitive motion when we get into the body that enables us to move into a trance. And that happens also as we start to approach the earth element. We can play with this aspect of a repetition. So if you find your body in a repetitive dance, just try and stay there for a little bit. Okay, so as we enter the element of earth, you might want to open up the stance a little bit wider. So the foundation of the pelvis in the body starts to make its connection and its relation to the foundation of the earth more known. And earth is a more primal, raw element, yeah? So you can forget about like pretty dance and just let your body do its like primal movement. Get into the bones, like the bone dance. Maybe the arms want to snap. So you can use breath and snapping. It's like you're cracking into earth. And you can do this a little bit more quietly too, just by stamping the feet, yeah? The feet like drums. Hinging from the hip. This is also a great way to get into that primal stance, that earth, digging with the body, digging inside the body with your movement. And as we get into the bones, yeah, you can even feel the pelvis, like the pelvic bones, the pubic bone, the sit bones, that tripod, and allowing that buoyancy, like calling the earth element up into the body and pressing back down into it, like Mama Earth takes us all. Yeah. And this is an opportunity for an unedited dance, like however it comes. Let it shake. And if you need to get a little bit, like I said, into that trance, like find that rep, that repetitive motion that breaks you out of your mind and into the body. And once you've done that rep a bunch of times and you release it, maybe some new movement, some new energy comes in. Okay. We're now coming into the element of fire. This is the element of transformation. So we want to get into the core of our body, like the pit, the fire pit of our fuel, and just feel yourself from the center. And here, if you need a breath to accompany your movement to stoke your fire, you might use breath of fire. If you need to expel air, you might use like a birthday candle breath, like and you can use undulations in the spine, like this serpentine movement, like the dancing flame. Allow the flames to start to kiss and move through the body. And also, a really amazing tool to use in a fire dance is vibration or shaking, and not the kind of shaking where you're efforting with your muscles, but this internal vibration that you can also begin to share and bridge, like you're making the flames that come from the pit of your belly move out into the areas that also need it. So see if you can find a subtle vibration and then share that vibration, like left leg to right shoulder. Can you create a bridge in your vibration? Until your whole body is ablaze with your movement. Or maybe your flame is more subtle. And it's whatever you need from your unique flame, from your passion, the currency of your energy to transmute whatever is coming up for you emotionally or physically in the way of sensation or thoughts. Element of fire, we move into the element of air. And where we might have been working with more of the vertical axis, here we open up into the horizontal axis. Our wingspan, our arms, they're kind of like the instruments of our heart with which we can embrace and give and connect. And this is kind of the more expansive, spacious energy, the view from the top. That space of air, of communication, of connection, of community. And use your arms like paintbrushes to paint your essence through the room. So a place to open the heart through your movement and your breath. You can use this breath of beauty here, like you've seen something so beautiful, it takes your breath away or gives you that deep breath. And allow that lightness, that spaciousness to move into your body in places that were a little bit more dense. Dancing the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the rib cage, the collarbones.
Singing me to sleep, some kind of peace resting in my soul. That heavy load echoes in my soul.
And if you feel like making your way down to the floor for a few moments of rest, or if that sway is still inside your body and you want to play a little bit in the ether, you're welcome to be in stillness or in motion here, standing, sitting, laying, whatever works with you, for you. Just allow a few moments of integration, feeling the movements of your energy, connecting with the beat of the heart. The power of your presence and belonging inside yourself, inside your soma, the vessel of the body. Allowing yourself to feel the aliveness of your essence present. Soft eyes, soft jaw, soft heart. The permission for play, permission for discomfort, permission for what's new, what's alive. Thank you so much for joining this practice today. It was such a pleasure to bring this to life with you guys. Sending lots of love.
Wow, thank you so much. Wow, that was so nourishing. That was such blah, 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 blah. It was so yummy and nourishing. I really needed that. And, yeah, thanks to those of you who are watching or who will watch. Ooh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing your gifts.
Thank you for letting me share.
Yeah. Oh, see you next time.
Yeah.